Hello, YouTube friends. Just thought I would share a little bit of my evening. Getting ready for dinner here. Ain't no reason you gotta stop for a little snow. Today's project, working on power lift, wiring a kit up for Joseph in North Dakota. So stay tuned and I'll show you the process. Here's most of a wiring kit. I'm wiring up power lift control for a fella in North Dakota. I've got terminal off the battery. Got 2 wires here. I've got to solder this on yet. They're going to run. Each one's going to have its own terminal block. You guys have never seen these. They're very handy, very easy. You flip the little leg up, stick your wire in, push it down, and it's locked in place. I mean, it's not going anywhere. So, and each wire has its own designated hole. There are 5 in this one. You can buy them where they're 2 and 3. I like the 5. I mean, like I say, they're just not going anywhere. So, got that going on. I say this is going to go in to here as well. Those 2 wires will come up and run the opposite ends of the switch by C-Dog line. It's a double pull, double throw switch. It's got a wiring diagram on the back. I don't really like it. It ain't very helpful, at least not to me. So the way this works is we're going to alternate the 2 reds, 2 blacks, and then the 2 center ones will be your positive, negative going out. And this is to help illuminate. This is an illuminating switch, which we'll see here a little later in action. Let's get this one piece soldered up here. If you do any soldering, it's best to have an insulator like this piece of wood. It doesn't pull the heat of the soldering through. So when I'm heating it up, like if I was on this, laminate or something else, it'll literally pull the heat away from the metal. Lay that on there just to hold it in place. If you're doing it right, it doesn't take very long at all. That's it. So that end's done. Just got to make some connections, and I also have to crimp on my little wire connectors here. They are insulated, so I like to push them in and then twist them into place a little, and it forces the wires to bind up and get more solid. And for me, I found this pair of channel locks way better at the crimp. And it rolls, I roll it twice, but I do it in the middle and the back. So I technically press it 4 times. Like I say, I push it in, twist it till it gets good and tight. That way I know the wires have taken up all the extra space. And now when I crimp it down, I do the front, then I go to the back, and I come back to the front, and then I do the back as well on the other side, which I didn't do. So there's my 2 blacks. We'll assemble this all together. I'll strip the other end here yet. Beautiful part of this, shove them in. No extra soldering, no muss, no fuss. And of course, everything I do, I check the continuity. If you're not familiar with that, it's like a horseshoe looking setting on a meter where you can do the circuit light test. I like just having the multimeter around. You notice if I press it together, it goes to 0, means it makes the circuit. So put it in there. We're going to touch the black one. And it goes to 0. We'll check the other one. It's that simple. Like I said, this goes to opposite ends of this. I do the same thing for my red ones here. Red and black opposite each other on the ends. This is going to be the actuator for power lift, made by Servo City, SD8 6-263, made to handle over 500 pounds and moves at 200 Moves it 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds per inch. I already cut the bottom open. Let's see what's inside and how they package it. They do a really nice job. Let's go ahead and pull it out of here. Ooh, what's that? Thank you. Happy building. Well, ain't that just nice? A little treat tonight. So there is, like I say, Servo City actuator. Made to be used with a computer if you want. But I'm just going to use this, snip the other wires, leave myself with just the red and black. I'll get it completely unboxed, hooked up here to the switch, and we'll show you the rest of it. It didn't cut out of the way. Alright. Bring back our switch. I do have to solder on the disconnect leads. They go from there to there. There we go. Just cut this bad boy in half. They already soldered the ends, so let's see. I don't think that's going to shrink enough. Alright, I'll have to go this route. There we go. When you're doing wiring, I'm going to put the heat shrink on. You always do with any project, really. The last thing you want to do is the first thing you actually do. Like if you're going to buy lumber to build a house, because the lumber that goes up on the wall would be the last thing you do, but it's the first thing you need to buy to make it happen. A little red one on here as well. So that's ready to go. I say I twist this in there, bind up the wire, get a little bit more space taken up. Alright, this end goes on to our switch. Now that we got that hooked up, just need to solder these two ends together. Now I have a disconnect for changing out the implement. And now, you taking a video? Should have stayed. Let's do the other side.
It's still recording.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the other side.
Really quiet, guys.
There's a lot on that other end.
What are you doing?
Push down in there.
Mm-hmm.
Pull off. Okay. That's that. Now just slide the heat sheet shrink tubing into place here. Get a watertight joint. And I'll get a little flame and we'll heat it up. Well, I have a good lighter. Yeah, it's got a fluid. I got another one here in the cupboard. And we do. And the tubing will shrink right down to size. Make a nice watertight seal. That's that. Probably wrap this with just a little bit of electrical tape. Pull back here. Put some electricity to this and watch the actuator move. Okay. Positive, negative. Put some power here. You should be able to see the red light illuminate. Let's turn the light off here for final test. Yep, you can see that. So this is going to be forward. That is a quick motor, and it is powerful. This is the shaft rod for the conversion of the power lift on the snowblower. 1-inch rod. Got to clean it up so it's paintable. Otherwise, paint's going to peel right off with the rust. I don't know if you can tell it, but I'll show you. See how much shinier that is than this? That would probably be okay, but this is for a customer order. that's that, guys. Now I gotta take it out on the snow blower, mark the 2 holes, and drill it. This is the rod we cleaned up. I just hold it at the bottom with my finger. I do trace all 4 sides. And if you notice, that one's not off or not on where this one's on, so I do that so that I can realign this. And I'll be able to tell that should be over here more. Now we'll drill it. This is the 3/8 drill bit here. The bolt is only 5/16, but I like to over drill it just a little. That way you don't have to be as precise as you want to be or need to be. I always try to give the drill bit a place to grab a hold of. So I'm going to set a little mark for it to do so. Alright. So, yep. That center. They're pretty well in line. It's not one to grab, so we're going to have to put another mark on it. The power unit that is new for a customer. We're going to test it out here. I got to take off my rod. Show you how easy this is to hook up. I'm not going to put any more screws in that. So basically, just got this nut or bolt here with it's a shoulder bolt. There it is, folks. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like a kit similar to this, it can be arranged. Thanks, YouTube friends. Give me a thumbs up.